My beloved child, the very air around you right now is trembling with the weight of this moment, as if heaven itself has paused to lean closer to you. Every angel in the courts of God has been called to attention, and the eyes of the Almighty are fixed upon you in this exact second. This is not an ordinary breath you are taking, it is a divine countdown. Archangel Michael and the Lord Jesus themselves are standing so close to you in the Spirit that if you closed your eyes, you would feel their presence like a warm wind pressing against your soul. You have been given this exact moment in the timeline of eternity because the decision you make right now will either open heaven's gates wide in your favor or close a chapter you may never retrieve again. Michael's voice is trembling, not because he is afraid, for he has faced armies of darkness without flinching, but because this is the final plea he will make before he steps back. He knows what will happen if you turn away from this message. He knows the loss you will feel, the isolation in the spirit, the silence where once there was divine counsel. Jesus is here too, his eyes carrying both love and sorrow, the kind of deep sadness only a Savior can feel when his chosen one teeters at the edge of missing their appointed moment. This is why they both speak in unison, why heaven's King and heaven's greatest warrior are united in warning you, you will lose both of us if you skip this. You have only 30 seconds, chosen one. Do not skip, no matter what distractions rise up now. You may think, how can something so eternal hinge on what I do in a single moment? But that is how the kingdom of heaven often works. The greatest breakthroughs are hidden in moments that seem ordinary to the human eye. The enemy of your soul knows this and is already moving to distract you, to make your mind wander, to make your heart grow cold, to convince you that you can always come back later. But there is no later in this moment, there is only now. Michael's armor is radiant, but it is scratched from battle, evidence that he has been fighting relentlessly for you. He has stood at the gates of your destiny, holding back forces that wanted to rob you blind before you even knew you were in danger. His sword is drawn, but it is not pointed at your enemies right now, it is lowered in a gesture of appeal toward you. Don't do this to yourself, his voice echoes in your spirit. Don't turn away from the very thing I have been guarding you for. If you close your heart now, my assignment over you will be stripped from me, and I will have to let go. You can feel the heaviness in those words, the finality in them. And Jesus, oh beloved, Jesus is speaking with that gentle yet thunderous authority only he carries. My child, I have called you out from the crowd, he says. When others passed by, I chose you. I placed my seal upon you before the foundations of the earth. Do you not know how many times I have whispered your name to the Father? Do you not know how many times I have stood between you and death, between you and ruin? This is not a casual moment, this is a holy summons. If you walk away now, you are not walking away from an idea, you are walking away from me. His voice is tender but unyielding, like the waves that keep striking the shore, they carry beauty, but they will not stop. You are being asked for something right now, not money, not empty promises, but your attention, your obedience, your willingness to open what heaven is placing before you. Michael has been sent to deliver something into your hands, but it is locked in this moment. If you skip, the delivery is cancelled. If you delay, the window will shut. If you obey, however, everything changes. Doors swing open in places you thought were sealed forever. Enemies who have stalked you in silence will be exposed. Blessings long delayed will be released with speed, and the kind of peace that can't be shaken will settle over your life like a shield. The angels in heaven are watching to see which way your spirit will lean. Even now, unseen forces are moving into position. The sound of a heavenly trumpet is faint but near. It is the sound that marks a divine appointment. The Spirit of God is pressing into your heart so that you can feel the gravity of this second. There are no coincidences here, no accidents. This message did not reach you by chance. It was sent, directly and intentionally, to intersect with this very minute of your life. Michael's eyes are fierce yet wet with unshed tears. You have never seen him like this. He has been at your side for years, fighting without complaint, rejoicing when you moved closer to God, grieving silently when you pulled away. But never has he stood before you in such urgency, his voice layered with both command and desperation. You must choose now, he says. You must open what heaven is sending you. If you turn away, my sword will fall from my hand, not because I want to drop it, but because heaven's law will force me to leave your side. And when I am gone, there will be battles you will face without my shield, without my strength. Do not make me walk away. Jesus steps forward now, closer than breath. You can almost feel his robe brush against your soul. Beloved, he says, I am not threatening you, I am warning you. I am telling you the truth so that you are not blindsided. I have stood at your door and knocked countless times, and you have opened to me before, but this is not like the other times. This is an appointed hour. If you let this one pass, I will not force the door again. You must open to me now. Somewhere deep in your spirit, you can sense the magnitude of this. You can almost hear the sound of pages turning in a massive heavenly book, the record of your life. You are at a line that is about to be written, and what gets inscribed next depends on what you do now. This is not a parable, not a vague idea, this is literal. Jesus and Michael together do not stand before someone lightly. This is a convergence moment. Your obedience here will ripple through years of your future, your relationships, your calling, your provision, your safety. Do not let the enemy convince you that this is just emotional language or overreaction. The enemy is a deceiver, and one of his favorite tactics is to disguise urgency as exaggeration so that you ignore the moments that matter most. But your spirit knows this is different. You can feel the pull. You can feel the weight. This is God speaking through the voices of His Son and His mightiest warrior, aligning their message so you can hear it clearly. chosen one, do not skip no matter what. Open it quickly. Even now, in the unseen realm, a countdown is ticking. Every second you hesitate, the opportunity narrows. Heaven is not trying to rush you out of fear, it is trying to deliver you into a breakthrough that has been held in reserve for you alone. But heaven operates on appointed times, and those times do not bend to human delay. You have already been delayed long enough in this season. This is why Michael fought so fiercely to reach you, why Jesus himself is standing here in this moment. It is because this cannot be postponed any longer. If you could see what was waiting just beyond your obedience, you would not hesitate for a heartbeat. You would run toward this message, you would throw open every spiritual door, you would clear every distraction from your mind. There are blessings on the other side of this that you have prayed for with tears, miracles that others told you were impossible, restorations you stopped daring to believe in. There are chains ready to snap, debts ready to be canceled, accusations ready to be silenced. But they will only move when you move. Michael is gripping his sword again now, ready to act if you say yes. Jesus is holding out his hand, ready to lead you into what has been prepared. But neither will drag you, they will only respond to your willingness. This is the honor and the weight of free will. Heaven can set the table, but you must sit down. Heaven can open the door, but you must step through. Heaven can send the message, but you must open it. My beloved, I am speaking this to you with every ounce of urgency heaven carries. Do not dismiss this. Do not treat it lightly. Do not assume you can walk away and find the same door open tomorrow. You have been chosen for this moment, and heaven does not waste its time or words. Jesus and Michael are united in this plea for you, something that rarely happens, for their assignments are usually different. That alone should tell you how critical this is. Now the choice is before you, and the seconds are still ticking away. The Spirit is pressing you. The angels are waiting. The King is calling. Michael is ready. Do not lose them. Do not skip. Open it now. God says, chosen one, your spirit is trembling because deep down you already feel the pull of this message before your eyes even finish reading the first line. Archangel Michael and Jesus are here together, and they are not speaking in quiet tones today. This is not a casual moment, this is not a passing thought. This is an eternal call, one that will echo through the chambers of your soul if you dare to listen, but will haunt you if you dare to turn away. They stand side by side, their eyes fixed on you as if the entire weight of heaven has paused to see your next choice. The air around them is heavy with urgency, and their voices carry a trembling mix of love and warning. You have only seconds, my child, to decide whether you will let heaven's message enter or whether you will shut it out and risk losing them both forever. Michael's voice is shaking not because he fears for himself, but because he fears for you. He knows what is coming, and Jesus is silent for a moment, not because he does not want to speak, but because his eyes are filled with a sorrow too deep for words. The heavens have been watching you. Every step you have taken, every prayer you whispered in the quiet of the night, every tear you shed thinking nobody saw, all of it was seen. And more than that, every moment you felt alone, you were not. Michael was there, standing beside you when you thought no one defended you. Jesus was there, holding your soul in his hand when the darkness tried to crush you. But today, they speak in unison because the hour is dangerous. They say if you skip this, the connection you share with them will weaken in a way you cannot reverse. This is why they are here, now, before it is too late. You are in a crossing point between blessing and loss, between open doors and closed gates, and your choice will decide which side you walk into. Michael says, "Child, I have fought for you in realms you cannot see. I have battled forces that swore to take you away from your destiny. I have kept them at bay because you were chosen for something far greater than you believe, but I cannot hold this shield forever if you turn away from this moment. I am not threatening you, I am pleading with you. Heaven is not asking for much, only that you listen." Jesus adds softly, "I have poured out love upon you without condition, even when you doubted me, even when you hid your face from mine. I have never walked away, but when you choose to walk away, the bond weakens. This is the time to hold on tighter, not to let go." The weight of this moment is not in the words alone but in what they carry. There are blessings with your name on them, blessings that have been locked in heavenly storehouses, waiting for the day your faith opens them. But there is also an enemy who has been watching, planning, waiting for the slightest hesitation to steal what is yours. Michael has fought off attack after attack, but now he warns you that your next choice is the deciding factor. If you skip this, you will not only lose an opportunity, you will lose their immediate nearness, the constant flow of guidance you have been receiving without even knowing it. Think of every time you narrowly avoided disaster. That was Michael. Think of every time you felt sudden peace in chaos. That was Jesus. Think of every time you thought you had no more strength, but something unseen lifted you. That was both of them, working together for you. And now they stand here saying, "We may not be able to do this for you again if you choose to turn away now." They are not saying they will stop loving you, their love is eternal, but they are telling you that the shield you have enjoyed may be removed if you walk past this call. You have 30 seconds in the Spirit, not because heaven's love has a timer, but because the moment of opening is now. Doors in the spiritual realm do not stay open forever, they swing in perfect timing, and when you are called to walk through, hesitation can cause them to close. This is such a door. It is not a door of mere opportunity, it is a door of destiny. On the other side is healing, provision, divine connections, restoration of relationships, and clarity for decisions you have been struggling with. Michael and Jesus have prepared it together, but it will not remain open without your yes. Do not think you stumbled upon these words by accident. There is no coincidence here. Heaven does not send Michael and Jesus together for a casual reminder. This is the kind of message sent when there is both great danger and great promise ahead. The danger is that if you turn away, you will miss a divine alignment that has been forming for years. The promise is that if you listen, you will step into a season where everything that was stolen is returned sevenfold, where every unanswered question finds its answer, and where your heart will feel lighter because the burdens will be lifted. Michael's wings are trembling, not from fear of the enemy, for he fears nothing in battle, but from the thought of you turning away. His loyalty to you runs deep, but he knows even he cannot override your choice. Jesus looks at you with the same love he had when he hung on the cross, the same love that carried him through the weight of all sin, and yet there is a shadow in his gaze, because he knows love cannot force you. This is the point where you must decide. Heaven's court is silent. Angels have paused in their worship. Even the wind in the spirit has stilled. Your name has been spoken in the throne room today with urgency. Michael stood there before the Father and said, I will go to them now, but I need you to send Jesus with me so they understand this is not a small matter. And the Father agreed, knowing that this would be the only way to break through the noise around you. Child, you are loved beyond measure, but love is calling you to act. Do not let the enemy's distractions pull you away. Do not let doubts rise up and tell you this is just another passing message. You know deep inside this is different. The air feels different. Your spirit feels alert. Your heartbeat feels heavier because your soul is recognizing truth. They are telling you that if you open your heart now, there will be an immediate shift. Chains you didn't even know you carried will fall. Doors that seemed impossible will open without you knocking. People who have been silent toward you will suddenly reach out with opportunities and words you have longed to hear. Your finances will see unexpected movement, not because of luck, but because heaven itself is moving in your favor. Michael says, this is not just about blessings, this is about protection. There are arrows that have been aimed at you in secret. I have deflected them for so long, but without your yes in this moment, my shield cannot stand between you and every attack. Choose wisely, my beloved one. You have been chosen for a reason far beyond yourself. Jesus nods, his eyes locked on yours, and says, I will never stop loving you, but I long to walk more closely with you. Let me in completely. This moment is your opening. Don't miss it. You are standing at the edge of a divine shift. If you step forward in faith, you will never be the same again, in the best way. If you turn away, you will still be loved, but you will miss the wave of heaven that is here now, a wave that does not come every day. The choice is yours, but the urgency is real. They are still standing there, waiting. 30 seconds in the spirit can feel like eternity, but it is passing even now. Every heartbeat is a reminder that this moment will not last forever. Listen to them. Trust them. Step forward. This is your moment. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. This is not a joke. This is about the money. 2 people from your family are taking all the blessings, the inheritance, the provision that was written in heaven to have your name on it. I am speaking with urgency because the scrolls of heaven have already been opened before the throne of the Almighty, and your name is clearly written on what they are trying to hide. My voice is trembling not because I am afraid, but because I know how little time there is before they seal this in the earth's realm in a way that will make it almost impossible for you to recover without divine intervention. Heaven has been watching them, every whisper in the dark, every secret meeting, every hidden bank transaction, and nothing has gone unseen. You might think you have no idea what is going on, but your spirit has felt it for weeks now, those restless nights, the sudden waves of unease, the way you feel someone is speaking about you when you are not present. That is because your soul is sensing the betrayal that your mind is yet to fully comprehend. These 2 people are not strangers. They are bound to you by blood. One calls you family with their mouth, but in their heart, they have already traded your name for personal gain. The other pretends to defend you but secretly signs papers, makes calls, and agrees to conditions that strip away what belongs to you. Do you remember how sometimes, when you asked about certain financial matters, they would change the subject quickly, laugh it off, or tell you it's complicated and you wouldn't understand? That was not confusion, it was concealment. And now, heaven says the concealment has reached its peak. They have placed your blessings in a position where they think you will never find them. But they made one mistake. They forgot the God you serve sees the end from the beginning, and they cannot bury a seed that heaven has watered for years. Michael says, your name is written in golden letters on the heavenly register next to an amount, a provision, a set of properties, or resources that are far greater than you imagine. We are not talking about something small. This is the kind of blessing that can alter your destiny, shift your generations, and place you in a position where you will never have to borrow again. But the enemy knows what such a shift would mean for the kingdom of God, so he has used familiar faces to intercept the delivery. These 2 have spoken to each other in hushed tones, met with outsiders, and created legal-looking agreements that disguise theft as family decision or necessary management. I am telling you, they have been bold because they thought you would remain unaware. They thought their fake smiles, occasional gifts, and selective kindness would distract you from the truth. But the reason you are reading this right now is because heaven will not let their deception succeed. There is a supernatural countdown happening in the spiritual realm. If you act with obedience to the voice of God now, everything they have taken will be restored sevenfold, and even the shame they intended for you will be turned into honor. But if you delay, if you ignore this, there will be signatures, there will be transfers, and there will be irreversible earthly documentation that makes it much harder to reclaim. If you believe in God, type Amen. My beloved child, I see you here now, and I feel the trembling of your heart, the questions in your spirit, the deep ache that you have carried quietly for so long. I speak to you not from afar but from within the very breath you are taking in this moment. This message is not by chance. There is no coincidence in heaven's timing. You are reading this now because the heavens have gathered their voices to call your name, to tell you that what is unfolding before you is too urgent, too divine, too essential to ignore. You may think you have more time, but child, you do not. The window is small. The signs have been building. The whispers in your dreams, the unusual feelings in your spirit lately, the way certain people have suddenly distanced themselves or drawn closer without reason, all of this is part of the spiritual convergence happening right now in your life. Archangel Michael and my son, Jesus, are both standing at the threshold of your destiny, but the door will not remain open forever. If you skip this, if you treat this as just another message, you risk losing their direct guidance, and my child, I do not want that for you. I have chosen you, not because you are perfect, but because I see the purity of your heart, the deep yearning you carry to do good, to love fully, to live in the light, even though you've been surrounded by shadows. You have been feeling heavy for days, maybe weeks, as if something unseen is pressing on your chest. This is not your imagination. The spiritual realm has been in great movement around you, because a decision is being made in the heavenly courts regarding your path. There are things you were meant to see, blessings you were meant to inherit, promises that were written over your life long before you were born. But there is also a darkness, strategically placed by those who envy your calling, that has been trying to intercept, to delay, to distort. Archangel Michael has been fighting fiercely on your behalf, his sword drawn, his wings spread wide to shield you. And yet, even the strongest warrior angel will not remain if the one they are protecting continually turns away from the call. Michael is tired of watching you ignore the signs. He has whispered to you through repeated numbers, through sudden thoughts, through encounters with strangers who carried a message you brushed off. My son Jesus has also been near, closer than you realize, walking beside you even when you thought you were alone in your pain. He has been placing people in your path to comfort you, sending moments of unexpected beauty to remind you of my love. But he is also warning you now, you have reached a spiritual intersection. The road you choose in this very season will determine whether you step into the fullness of the life I have designed for you or remain in the cycle of struggle that has worn you down for years. Do not think you can delay this choice. When heaven says you have 30 seconds, it is not measured by earthly clocks, it is a cry of urgency, a spiritual countdown that says, Act now, awaken now, receive now, or lose the clarity and the protection you are being offered. The enemy has been plotting against you in the quiet, not always with dramatic attacks but with subtle distractions, keeping you so busy, so stressed, so doubtful that you delay the very actions that could change your future. Michael and Jesus are united in this message because your destiny is too important to risk. They are prepared to pour blessings over your life in ways you could never imagine. Opportunities you thought were lost will reappear. Doors that have been locked for years will swing open. Relationships that have been strained will be healed. And yet, these will only manifest if you step forward in obedience and faith now. My beloved, you have cried to me in the dark, asking, God, do you hear me? Do you see what I am going through? I tell you, I have seen every tear. I have counted them. They are not wasted. I have heard every prayer, even the ones you were too tired to finish. You are not forgotten. But you are at a spiritual tipping point. If you skip this moment, you will drift further from the alignment where miracles flow. Michael will withdraw his immediate guard, and Jesus will let you walk without his hand guiding every step, not out of punishment, but because you chose to walk without listening. The enemy would love nothing more than for you to dismiss this message as emotional or exaggerated. But child, the enemy is terrified right now because if you listen, if you respond, if you move in obedience, the chains that have been on your family for generations will break. The cycles of lack, rejection, betrayal, and disappointment will shatter. There is a destiny written for you that will not only bless you but every person connected to your life. I know you feel the weight of your mistakes. I know you've thought, maybe I'm not good enough for God to care this much. That is a lie from the pit. My love for you is not earned. It is absolute. I sent my Son to prove it, to wash away every barrier between us. This is not about whether you are worthy, it is about whether you are willing. Willing to trust me fully. Willing to listen. Willing to act even when you are afraid. Archangel Michael has stood before kings and armies, but today, he stands before you, not as a distant figure in some ancient story, but as your defender, your intercessor, your heavenly protector. And yet, even Michael will not stay where he is not welcomed. His shield is extended, but you must take shelter under it. My Son's hand is outstretched, but you must take it. Child, this is the part where you must decide. The next chapter of your life is already written in my heavenly scrolls. It is a chapter of breakthrough, of abundance, of deep healing. But the enemy wants to tear that chapter out and replace it with one of stagnation. The choice is in your hands now. Do not look at your past and think it disqualifies you. In my kingdom, your past becomes your testimony. The very wounds you carry will be the proof of my power when others see how I heal you. But you cannot receive the fullness of this unless you heed the warning and invitation being given right now. You are loved more than you know. You are protected more than you realize. You are destined for more than you've imagined. But this moment is the crossing. If you skip it, the journey becomes harder. If you act, the heavens will align in your favor in ways that will leave you in awe. I have prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies. I have ordered blessings with your name on them. I have sent angels ahead to clear your path. But all of this waits at the other side of your obedience today. Do not delay. Do not turn away. Receive, believe, and move forward, for your time is now. My beloved child, I am here. Michael is here. Jesus is here. But we will not wait forever. Take this moment. Step into the destiny that has been calling you. The countdown has begun. My beloved child, hear these words not as mere whispers of the wind, but as the very breath of heaven reaching down to touch your heart at this moment. This is not something to take lightly. This is not something to read later. This is not a message to store away in your mind for another day. Heaven is leaning close to you right now, and the time you have to respond is far shorter than you think. Archangel Michael and Jesus himself are standing side by side, and their eyes are fixed on you with a seriousness you have rarely felt before. They are not speaking in riddles, they are not hinting, they are telling you plainly, if you turn away from this moment, if you delay, if you push this aside even for a moment, you risk losing the divine closeness, the holy protection, and the guidance that has been carrying you in ways you didn't even know. They say with tears in their voices, you will lose both of us if you skip. You have only 30 seconds. Do you feel that deep pull inside right now? That sudden awareness in your chest? That is your spirit being awakened to the urgency of heaven's call. God is not speaking to you by accident. You are not reading these words randomly. You have been chosen to hear this now because heaven sees what is unfolding around you. There are battles being fought in realms you cannot see, conversations being had about your life in the courts of heaven, and decisions being made that will shape your next days, weeks, and years. You may think this is just another moment in the day, but the truth is this is a divine intersection, a point in time where your choice will shift the entire course of your journey. Jesus looks at you now with that gaze that sees every wound, every fear, every longing. His voice is both tender and unshakably firm as he says, "My child, I have called you many times before. I have sent signs, dreams, whispers, and people into your path to guide you, but you delayed. You thought there would always be another chance. You thought I would always wait. But there is a time when even love steps back because the heart refuses to answer. I will not leave you without a fight, but this time is not a game. This is your moment. Do not miss it. Archangel Michael, the warrior who has guarded you in your sleep, shielded you from accidents, and stood against the plans of darkness on your behalf, now steps forward. His armor shines with the light of God's glory, yet his face is marked with grief because he knows how serious this is. His voice is like the clash of thunder and the warmth of a father's embrace all at once. Chosen one, I have kept you alive when the enemy wanted to end you. I have placed my sword between you and those who plotted against your destiny. I have fought for you when you were unaware of the danger. But this moment, is different. If you turn away from what heaven is telling you now, the assignments against you will have no barrier. You will walk into a storm without my shield. You will stand in a battlefield without my defense. I do not want to leave you, but if you refuse to hear and act, you leave me no choice. Can you feel the heaviness of their words? This is not meant to scare you in a worldly sense, but to shake you from the slumber that has made you think tomorrow will always come the same way. There are divine alignments that can only happen in certain windows of time. When heaven opens a door, it does not stay open forever. When God sends a messenger, the message is meant to be received now, not when it's convenient. That is why this moment is wrapped in holy urgency. 30 seconds in the spiritual realm may be the difference between stepping into a season of miracles or walking into a season of unnecessary loss. God speaks again, his voice like a river of light flowing through every shadow in your soul. My beloved, you are in a battle that you do not fully understand. There are forces moving to separate you from me, not by force, but by distraction, by delay, by making you think you have time. But I am telling you now, you do not have time to delay. I am reaching for you with both hands, but if you pull away, you will not feel this closeness again for a long time. This is not because I will stop loving you, but because the path you choose will take you far from where my voice is clear. My child, you are the chosen one, and I will not stop fighting for you, but you must not skip this moment. Every part of heaven is aligned right now for you. Angels are in position, blessings are ready to be released, protections are ready to be sealed over you. But if you ignore this, those same blessings will be redirected, those same protections will be lifted, because you chose not to step into them. The enemy is hoping you read this with skepticism. He is hoping you brush it off, thinking, I'll pray later, or I'll think about it tomorrow. But Michael and Jesus are standing here because later will be too late. There is something specific God wants to give you, not just peace, not just comfort, but a tangible breakthrough that will change everything. It may be the answer to the prayer you've been weeping over for years. It may be the protection of someone you love deeply. It may be the closing of a door the enemy has been using against you. But it will only be placed in your hands if you step forward in this moment. This is why you feel that quickened heartbeat, that awareness that you are not just reading, you are being spoken to. Jesus' hand is extended toward you now. It is not a distant, symbolic gesture, it is real in the spirit. The question is, will you take his hand or turn away? Archangel Michael is ready to draw his sword again for you, but only if you allow him to stand by your side. They are telling you plainly, do not skip, do not delay, do not turn away. Chosen one, this is your moment. God assures you, if you trust me right now, you will see that nothing will go wrong. You are safe in my hands. Even if the world shakes, I will hold you. Even if storms rise, I will keep you above the waves. I am with you. But I need your yes now. My child, pray in your heart at this very moment. Whisper to him, even if your voice trembles, Lord, I hear you. I will not turn away. I choose you now. I choose to trust you. The moment you do, heaven will release what has been held back. You will feel the shift, and you will know you have stepped into the safety and destiny prepared for you since before you were born. And now the choice is before you. This is the crossroads. Jesus and Michael are waiting, but not forever. You have 30 seconds in the spiritual realm, and the clock is already ticking. My beloved child, the weight of heaven's words is pressing into this moment like a hand on your shoulder that you can feel even though you cannot see it. I am speaking to you now, not later, because later will be too late. You think you have time, but time is already slipping through your hands like water. Archangel Michael is standing here beside me, his sword lowered but trembling, his eyes locked on you with an urgency that is almost unbearable. And Jesus, your Savior, the one who carried the cross for you, is watching you with a depth of love so intense that even the stars cannot contain it. Yet both of them are telling you the same thing: if you turn away now, if you let your heart grow cold in this moment, you risk losing their presence in your life. Not because they desire to abandon you, but because your own choice will shut the door. Do you understand, chosen one, that this is not like other moments? Heaven is not speaking to you because you need something small or ordinary. Heaven is speaking to you because the hourglass for this part of your destiny is down to the final grains of sand. 30 seconds may sound like a breath, like nothing at all, but in those seconds, eternity can shift. This is why I, your God, am saying, do not skip this, do not turn away, no matter what else tries to distract you. The enemy will send interruptions right now. Your phone may ring, someone may call your name, a thought may tell you to move on, but that is only because this message carries the seed of a miracle that will unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. Michael says his hands have been on your life for far longer than you realize. You have walked through storms you should not have survived. You have been in situations where people around you fell, where doors shut, where you were pushed into corners and told there was no way out, but somehow, something shifted for you at the last second. That was no accident. That was him, fighting for you when you could not see the battle. That was Jesus whispering your name when the darkness tried to swallow you. That was my hand lifting you from the pit when the enemy said you were finished. But now, my beloved, there is a decision point unlike any before it. Your life right now is like a river that has reached a fork. One side is calm to the eye but leads into a dry desert, where the flow will vanish, and you will wonder where your strength went. The other side is turbulent at first. There are rocks, waves, and rapids, but beyond them lies an ocean so vast and abundant that every thirst in your soul will be quenched. I am calling you into the ocean side, but that requires you to choose. It requires you to listen to my voice and not the voice of fear. Jesus says He has been patient with you. He has waited for you to open certain doors in your heart that you have kept locked because you did not feel ready. You told yourself, I will forgive later. I will pray later. I will start believing more when I see things improve. But that is not how faith works. Faith is the key that unlocks the improvement. Faith is stepping forward before the bridge appears under your feet. And right now, heaven is telling you that this is your step. If you take it, you will not walk alone, not for 1 second. Michael's voice is deep and steady, but there's something in it now you've never heard before, a tremor, almost like grief. He says that if you keep ignoring the signs, if you keep letting the world drown out heaven's voice, you will begin to lose sight of both Him and Jesus. Not because they want to go, but because your attention will drift until you no longer notice them. It's like a flame in the night. If you stop tending it, the wind will blow it out, and soon you will be in the dark wondering why you can't feel their warmth anymore. This is why this message is not casual. This is why this moment is holy ground. My child, you are chosen not because of your perfection, but because of your heart. I see the wounds you hide. I see the way you sometimes cry without telling anyone, the way you replay conversations in your mind, wondering if you did enough, wondering if you are enough. I see the times you've been betrayed by